feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're at, wherever you are, how are you doing? Gangish tapping in with some fake news. It seems that Milo Yianopolous is claiming that he actually set Trump up. I don't know if anybody knows who Milo Yiannopoulos is. He's an old YouTube figure. He's an old figure on Twitter and social media across the board. And we're going to talk about Milo Yiannopoulos, and we're going to talk about this cat Nick Fuentes, who just ended up actually having dinner. It looks like with Donald Trump. He had dinner with Donald Trump. He showed up with Ye and Milo Yiannopoulos. And now the backlash, the proverbial backlash, has come because Nick Fuentes, it seems, is pretty much a white nationalist. He's a white separatist. He's kind of open about this. He calls it a Christian or Catholic conservative or something silly, but it has nothing to do with that. He's a racist jerk. Milo's a troublemaker, and I think Kanye's being drug along for the ride as far as his clout is concerned and things like that. But let's get over to this. Okay, The Guardian reporting Milo Yiannopoulos claims he set up Fuentes' dinner to make Trump's life miserable. A fallout from Donald Trump's meeting with white supremacist Nick Fuentes continues. Far-right activists claim the meeting was set up meant to make Trump's life miserable. NBC News reporting that in an attempt to send a message to the former president, Milo Yiannopoulos, a white ring provocateur. I'm not going to read all the shit they have to say about him. Okay. Trump dined with Fuentes and Ye at his resort on 22nd of November, about a week ago. Since the meeting, Trump has been criticized by senior Republicans and and Jewish leaders. Okay. I wanted to show Trump the type of talent that he was missing out on by allowing his terrible handlers to dictate who he can and can't hang out with, Yiannopoulos said. I also wanted to send a message to Trump that he systematically, repeatedly neglected, ignored, abused the people who love him the most, the people who put him in office, and that kind of behavior comes back to bite you in the end. So Milo is openly saying that he set Trump up. Now, is he doing this for clout? Maybe. Is he just chasing views? Maybe. Is he trying to ingratiate himself back with the establishment media? Maybe. Okay. So now we're going to move over to Nick Fuentes. This is from the ADL. Now, the ADL is a left-wing, as you could possibly get, type of institution. So they're going to tell you that Donald Trump is a Nazi, basically. So you can expect that from these people anyway. But let's see. Nicholas Fuentes is a white supremacist leader and organizer and podcaster who seeks to forge a white nationalist alternative to the mainstream GOP. Fuentes first gained widespread notoriety 2017 when he left Boston University after he reported receiving threats tied to his attendance at the white supremacist Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. If you remember the 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, this is where a young woman got run over. I don't remember the name of the dude who did it now. I don't know what he was doing in there with that car anyway. You know what I mean? He just showed up out of nowhere with that stupid car and started running people over. That was dumb. There was no reason for it. Jay Fuentes, who attracted a cult-like following, right? Fuentes refers to these supporters as Groypers, or the Groyper Army. That's a stupid name. Who see their bigoted views as necessary to preserve white European American identity and culture. They believe that the mainstream conservative movement is just as responsible as liberals and the left for destroying white America. Groypers are the true future of the conservative movement. Okay. Well, Groypers. Like I said, the ADL, they latch on to the most ridiculous stuff that they can find, but some of this might be true, But dude is an asshole. That's not really an argument right here. Now, Republican leaders denounced Trump's dinner with white nationalist Nick Fuentes. Now, think about what they've shown here. They've got a picture of Nick Fuentes, and these are all Trump supporters. So what they're doing, white Republican leaders denounce Trump. So they're painting Nick Fuentes with Trump and then saying Republican leaders denounce him. And but they do. They have to come out and say, hey, this was wrong. This was a bad idea. He shouldn't have done this. Anti-Semitism. The Republican Party is heavily entangled as far as Israelis are concerned. Actually, that would be more accurate. Israel is what's more aligned with the Republican right in the United States. That's more accurate. So here we go. NPR reporting. House and Senate Republicans are speaking out against former President Donald Trump's dinner last week with Ye, the rapper formerly known as Kanye West. They keep saying that. It's so annoying. The white nationalist and Holocaust denier Nick Fuentes. There's no room in the Republican Party for anti Semitism or white supremacy, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell said Tuesday. And anyone meeting with people advocating that point of view, in my judgment, are highly unlikely to ever be elected president of the United States. Well, neither will you, Mitch. Right? So that's what NPR has to say. Here's Axios reporting. As you can see, we got Alex Jones here, Space Force shirt. Space Force, nice. Oh, there's good old Nick, right? And this is just more of the same. Fuentes, who frequently promotes racist and anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Okay, so now we got to go over and find out. We know who the Nick Fuentes dude is. He couldn't have set it up. He couldn't have set it up. He doesn't have the power to set this up. He was used as a tool, is what it was looking like. So right now, we got to look at who set this up. Who's the trickster here? Well, it's looking like it's probably Milo. Okay, who's the guy that you see on the screen right there? He is also the one who originated the Dangerous F Word tour. That's we'll get into that in a minute. But who is Milo? Who is Milo Yianopolous? Well, if you remember right, Milo Yiannopoulos was actually kicked off of YouTube around 2017, 2016, 2017 for he actually made a statement that kind of seemed like he was endorsing pedophilia. He was talking about his own personal experience with older men whenever he was young and he felt it was positive. And this got twisted to you're endorsing pedophilia, and he kind of was. You know what I mean? He kind of was. Not everything that is true should be said, because we all have personal experiences and things of this nature. And so they burned him down. They pulled his book. They pulled his tour. They pulled everything, pulled money from him, and ended up they just kind of kicked him out of polite society for a while. Well, now it seems like he has actually found a way to maybe ingratiate himself with the liberal media by burning Trump down. Maybe this is his way to find himself back in, right? Because let's be honest, the Democrats will embrace pedophiles anyway. They don't care. A whole bunch of them are pedophiles, so they'll embrace that anyway. They're not tripping on that. It's more about the public persona that they can't embrace. They can't embrace the public persona of Milo, right, as being an asshole. But now that he's took a crap on Donald Trump, right, and smeared Trump, maybe they can, So it wouldn't surprise me if this was a stunt. So here we go. Milo Yiannopoulos, born Milo Hanrahan in 1984, who has also published Milo as Milo Andreas Wagner, and the mononym Milo, is a British alt-right political commentator. His speeches and writings often include ridicule Islam, feminism, and social justice and political correctness. Yiannopoulos is a former editor of Breitbart News and an American far-right media organization. Now remember, this is the guy who was running around and talking all this anti-Semitic stuff. Well, this dude's a Jew. I remember that. He's half Jew, right? Let's see. Born as Milo Hanrahan, Yiannopoulos was born and raised in Chatham, Kent, England. His father is half Greek and half Irish, and his mother is Jewish. His parents divorced whenever he was a child. Raised by his mother and her second husband, Yiannopoulos stated that he did not have a good relationship with his stepfather. He is described as a practicing Roman Catholic. As a teacher, Yiannopoulos lived with paternal grandmother whose surname Yiannopoulos he later adopted. So then he goes through here. He moves to the Colonel, then he starts writing for Breitbart News, then he gets involved in Gamergate, and then remember, right here in 2017, in early 2017, all of a sudden, you start seeing this word, N-A-Z-I. N-A-Z-I, white supremacist, N-A-Z-I. Think of what happened. 2014, Obama in power. 2016, Trump gets in power. 2017, N-A-Z-I, 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 all over the place, right? So you can see what happened here. He dates black dudes, like almost exclusively. So no, this is not the face of the white supremacist movement. It's absurd. This was his tour, all right? This is what really got him hit, is whenever he came up with this tour, the Dangerous F Word tour, people didn't know what to say because it was still a free speech environment in 2016. YouTube and everything else was still a free speech environment. So he starts this tour and starts going to all over the country, speaking, saying provocative stuff, and the protests erupt. Protests erupt in Colorado. They erupt all over the United States, right? 2 nights on Milo Yianopolous' campus tour, as offensive as you would imagine. This is the dangerous F word tour. Dear Trump, please deport fat people. You get it. Riot gear, inline entrance, Colorado at Boulder. And then we go over here. He is the one who actually sparked the Berkeley protest that we're going to watch right now. If I can get this to rewind. Let's see. No, I guess I can't. But slams UC Berkeley after protests turn violent. Let's see. These are it's not going to let me show it. It's not, oh, there it is. There we go. Oh, fire, stuff on fire. A woman actually was, one of the professors was injured, getting out of here. Yeah, this is also Milo wouldn't speak at UC Berkeley. This is what they did so that somebody wouldn't speak. There's the Make America Great Again hat. This is what Milo caused. And so because of this isn't what Milo caused. I mean, these people caused it. The protesters caused it. But they blame Milo for this. And this woman gets assaulted right here with some pepper spray for having a Make America Great Again hat. I don't know if that's her. That looks like somebody else who got sprayed. But yeah, these are the tolerant liberals doing what they do. As you can see, Milo has been causing trouble for a long time, but most of it is the reaction to him, to the things that he does. He's kind of tends to be a troublemaker, and then he's hands off. Well, whatever happened, happened, as you can see. He is claiming that he has just trolled Trump, that he just pulled off a serious troll on Trump. Is it true? It might be. But it might be that Milo is just looking back and creating the narrative in the past that he wants to create, turning it into the narrative that he wants to create. Either way, Trump sat down with somebody that he really shouldn't have. Kanye West was also in the room with somebody he really shouldn't be. But what are you going to do? These people are feeding Kanye. It looks like most likely Milo, who is a Jew, and Nick Fuentes, who I'm guessing is of some sort of Latin descent, have hooked up with Kanye West and are taking advantage of this man and are feeding him this anti-Semitic nonsense, I guess. But I don't see that they're using this in any sort of good faith, that they are using the relationships they have with Trump or with Kanye in any sort of good faith whatsoever. And it honestly looks like Kanye is the victim in this situation. Looks like Trump got hosed. Trump got hosed for trusting people that he shouldn't, which is what happened during the election as well. You know what I mean? You've seen a lot of these weird people started coming out the woodwork, these weird lawyers that nobody had ever heard of before. And all of a sudden the Kraken was about to be released, and then nothing happened. It was all just stupid. Just a bunch of criminals. This seems to be the same type of crowd people that'll just show up and just try to exploit the situation. Whatever. I don't see that they're adding any value or helping Trump or anything like that. I really see it as this is really disgusting. What they're doing is really disgusting. Yeah.
Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out.